Hello, I am Brianna Terrell, and this is my final presentation for Legal and Ethical Issues class. I really enjoyed this class and thought it was very interesting. Thank you, Dr. Williams. But my PowerPoint is about exploring legal and policy challenges that arise from technology advancements by me, Brianna Terrell. And I thought this was a very interesting topic, and I'm mainly talking about cybersecurity the whole time because that is my major, well, my concentration. So I hope you guys all enjoy what I'm about to say. On this slide, I'll be talking about legal frameworks, industry standards that deal with cybersecurity. Okay, cybersecurity involves some recent technology updates such as artificial intelligent machines that can detect threats, which I think is very cool because these AI machines are advancing further than you can imagine. And it also talks about the increase of cyber threat intelligence, which are groups that stay alert on incidents, like they keep up with the latest incident and kind of get notified on everything, which I think is awesome because you really need to stay on your guard when it comes to these cybersecurity issues. There are also already legal frameworks in place, such as Federal Information Security Management, which is an act that protects federal government's information and the systems against the threat, which I got this from this this interesting article online. And then another framework in place is the General Data Protection Regulation, which it started in 2016 to make the data protection procedures and practices for the citizens of EU stronger. It also impacts all of the European Union organizations that collect and store the private data of its citizens. And I think this is very interesting because that's their way of protecting the data. And I'll get into different cultures later. This slide, we have international treaty that involves cybersecurity. Okay, here's an example of a good one, I think, which is Convention on Cybercrime, and the first international agreement that goes towards reducing computer-related crimes by harmonizing the national laws. It provides investigative strategies. It also increases the in, internation, sorry about that, cooperation, which is really good because it's helping like you be able to access things when you're out. I also think this is good because it also decreases the number of the cyber crimes by staying on the lookout. Because when you're alert right away, you can catch something right away before it becomes a big problem. And then here are some key stakeholders, which is what we talk about in my project management, which are the board members, as usual, employees and regulators, and all of these people have a major role in cybersecurity because they give all their opinions and debate about it, and then they agree on a policy, and then they change it. Here are some industry standards that deal with cybersecurity. Some industry standards that deal with cybersecurity are ISO 27032. ISO 27032 is an internationally recognized standard that provides guidance on cybersecurity organizations. It is also the most popular standard for info security because it is giving access to roles for the organizations to help improve their information security practices, which I think is really good. And then here's Central for Internet, another one which is Central for Internet Security Controls, which are the best practices for cybersecurity developed for internet security. And Germany also has BSI IT, which is developed by the German Federal Office for IT for putting info security management in the organization. All right, this is cybersecurity legal implications. An example I found about cybersecurity legal implications when I was doing my research is data protection, and I think this is a really good example because it protects personal data and privacy and limits what others can see on it. And then another example is intellectual property protection. That word always gets to me. But anyways, with intellectual property protection are cybersecurity measures and like rules. An example of this is copyright because it is a legal right given to the original person that gives others permission to use their work. And you usually get sued like Taylor Swift did that year, like for the Shake It Off song, when you don't get the permission from the original person, which is kind of bad. Cybersecurity ethical dilemmas and potential conflict in cybersecurity. Okay, so I'm going to start with ethical dilemmas, which are the trade-off between privacy and security. And then this is all can also be a problem because we need both, not just one of them. We also need to ensure that only certain people have access to whatever website they are on, and that other strangers can't get into their personal information. Potential threats, this is the big one, which I learned in one of my other class, which is ransomware, which is malicious software that is designed to block access to a computer system. AI also may be a threat because they are so smart and advanced and can do things that are dangerous, such as mimic voices, and that puts other people in danger. Okay, so I did a case study and comparative analysis. And the case study I read about in the United States for cybersecurity were very interesting, such as Apple versus FBI, which was about how Apple going against a court order to assist the FBI with unlocking an iPhone that was used by a terrorist. Not good. And then China also has a cybersecurity law that has strict rules on network security and cross-border data transferring. So I've noticed that different countries handle these issues by having different culture cultural approaches. And I think the cultures play a big role into it because some cultures are like more strict than others, which I think can be good and bad. And then existing policies such as security policies also help impact privacy and security because they are given certain rules to follow. Right, so here's policy proposals. To develop cybersecurity policy proposal for data protection laws, there must be mandatory security standards and they need to be implied with data and protection as well. We also need to have safeguards watching. This will make people feel more safe online, like people aren't going to come and hack them. Okay, ethical considerations. I believe that transparency should be clear so that others know what is going on. I also believe that little problems should be addressed so that it doesn't become a major problem in the future. I also think that copyright issues should be taken more serious. I think that over security can cause unintended consequences by making people not want to get on the internet because they're not allowed to click every little button and the system's being overprotective. Bias also comes in threat intelligence by impacting how the threats are dealt with. Social justice implications are also important in ethical considerations because discrimination and racism should always be prohibited and not allowed. All right. These ways can promote transparency by communicating with others, which it allows others to have a clear understanding. They can also take measures to protect the organization from any problems. So communicate. Here's my reference page, and thank you for watching.